Hey everybody, it's 123 Mr. B here. I'm just going to do a little video of answer keys and why we could use them. Now, if you're a student and you want answer keys in your classroom, maybe you could show this to your teacher. They might hate my guts for it. Anyway, when I talk about answer keys, first and foremost, I'm talking about a detailed solutions guide. I'm not talking about just an answer. I'm talking about a whole a thinking process that's described with thought balloons and arrows and all sorts of crazy stuff to help someone know what to do who's never seen math before in their entire life, okay? Now, what we do when a student has a detailed solutions guide right in front of them, first of all, if they're doing things right, there's immediate feedback, okay? And that's a good feeling, and they know, hey, I can do this, I'm going to move on faster, and going to keep moving on. And that's something that a lot of students feel good about. I've never seen a student who doesn't feel good about the fact that they get something, right? Secondly, if they're not doing something correctly, they'll know right away. And if the teacher is bogged down with like 30 students in a line, or there's 30 students in the class and there's like 5 students in the queue, there's a lot of time wasted and you have to wait 10 minutes before you can get any help. These things, these detailed solutions guide, give immediate help right away. And if still there's something that somebody doesn't understand in there, there's an opportunity to have another student in the class or somebody who can coach them through this because it's all there in front of them. But if a student still needs a teacher, obviously they're still going to go with a teacher, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is not about teachers becoming lazier. It actually is a lot more work. Anyway, another thing that the Detailed Solutions Guide do is they model the work, how a proper question is supposed to look. So they model what math is supposed to look like. And that's important because sometimes people forget about that. They also show the modeling the difference between work and our thoughts so that we can all know how it's supposed to look like with our thought process so we don't intermingle the two and get things all messed up. It also models the layout and the use of white space and how things should look in a professional manner. And the biggest thing is that a detailed answer guide hones in on a particular issue. Instead of somebody saying, I don't get it, now they can say, you know what, when you went from this step to this other step, I don't know where this number 7 came from. Can you please show me where that came from? And that's what we're going to train ourselves to do. Instead of panicking and saying, oh my gosh, this question's so long, we're going to look at these detailed solutions guides and say, okay, I get this line, I get this line, I get this line. Okay, I don't know where this thing came from. That's where my questions begin, right there. So it puts students in the driver's seat of their learning by getting them to say, okay, this is where I need help. Not, I'm just going to give up because I don't get any of this stuff, okay? And what happens with that is that it makes it more of an efficient use of time for you, the student, because you're not wasting time complaining and saying, I don't get it, I don't get it. You're actually investing your brain power to identify the problems where you can then ask a teacher or another student how to solve them. So you're being more time efficient. And it also helps the teacher be more time efficient because they can help you exactly where you need. And that means that they'll be faster with all students who do the same thing, which means they're available for more help than it would be before. So when everybody picks up their socks and plays the game the same way here in this sense and takes control of their learning journey like this, there's more time saved on all parties, and that makes the whole experience better for everybody. And then, of course, what that means is that we're all going to have a more effective learning journey and be better off for it. So that's why I use detailed answer keys or detailed solutions guides, because they're for you. And yeah, I'm at Denny's at midnight till 3 a.m. making these things because, like I'm talking about the Denny's restaurant, because I want you guys to have these things so that we can learn together in more profound ways. They are a lot of work for the teacher, but I have to tell you from personal experience, it's worth every second when I see my students succeed when using them.